morning and welcome to Backyard and Beyond. This morning we're going to be visiting with Susan Oliver, who is the Cass County Youth Coordinator with Extension, Iowa State University Extension. Good morning to you, Susan.
Good morning, Levon. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and this is a really important week, an important time for 4-H. Big things going on, kind of a celebration, I think, to complete a 4-H year.
Yeah, typically that's how it's viewed. This is National 4-H Week, and so we are just kind of getting the word out more heavily than we do all year round, even though 4-H is pretty relevant every day of the year almost. And then the week culminates with our county convention, which is our awards program. We award for years in membership. The primary project area awards are based on the record books that youth turn in.
Okay. So record books mean, tell us a little bit, what do you expect to see in a record book when you're trying to say this person deserves this award? What do you look for, and what do the leaders look for?
Sure, record books are kind of a time-honored tradition in the 4-H program. I don't really know how far back it goes. Certainly probably not in the same form since the beginning, but they've always been keeping records. I mean, if you look at the fact that, one of the first 4-H clubs was a corn club, and that's not where we are today, but they were keeping yield records on their corn production. And so now we have youth doing sewing, and if you're going towards the fashion industry, you've got to keep an account of how much your materials cost, and then if you're selling, of course, you need that to be able to judge how much profit you've made. And we just like youth to be really cognizant of what they're doing and reflective, and one of the things that the record books ask is, what do you plan to do next year? What would you have done differently? And I think that's a huge processing question, and one of the things that really sets 4-H apart as a youth organization is just the experiential learning model, the fact that we ask them to set a goal and then follow up with their goal and reflect on what they did rather than just doing it. And it's something that I take a lot of, not pride, but it's something that I'm really happy to share about our program.
How did you like doing record books, Susan?
Well,
here's the truth. Everybody hates record books, Susan, but
LaVon is so good at catching me. I can't say that for quite a long time it wasn't difficult for me to understand why I was doing that, but by the last couple years I was in 4-H, it was really nice to think about. It just started to click for me. Oh my goodness, this is really important. This is really cool. And I'm kind of hooked on goals now, and you'd have to ask further into my personal life. People think it's almost a little annoying, but it's just really important to have something in mind rather than just haphazardly going about things. And keeping yourself driven. And we see so many driven 4-Hers and driven youth, and I just really like to promote that, to be a part of that, and to celebrate the kids when they're doing that.
And I think you just said what I was thinking. Kids sometimes have to just, their moms and dads have to say, get that record book done. But when they look back, or as they get older, they do realize how important that was. And as they move on to the workforce, I've heard young people say, that's what got my job for me, because I could explain that to the perhaps employer about, I understand about goals and evaluation.
Oh, absolutely. My door is open. I would love to share success stories with anybody in the community who had questions about, is 4-H really relevant? The answer is absolutely. I'm a former 4-Her, and so it's very near and dear to me. But I can show you example after example of success stories that were written about, let alone the ones that we never publicize. Just around every corner is a former 4-Her that has used their life skills, their citizenship, leadership, and communication skills. And it's just really exciting to see.
And mentioning that, I'm thinking that, you're going to recognize some people who have been leaders for a number of years who are still carrying on and being mentors and role models for 4-Hers because of their leadership.
Absolutely. 4-H is a really traditional program, especially here in Cass County, but we're always, of course, open to new things, and those are things I'd love to talk about as we go through the future as well. But we are recognizing several 4-H leaders for a number of years of volunteerism. And when you hear about volunteers, eventually that kind of drains you. Well, in the 4-H program, we see that it's something that people are really passionate about. We have leaders that have been in for 50 years, and they at least normally typically go for 10 years. It's not uncommon to have 10-year recognition for our 4-H leaders. So we range from 5-year recognition to 50 years this year. So that's really exciting.
It is exciting because I know you've got some in there that 20 and 30 and 50. So, yeah. And as you say, tradition. We see lots of tradition in terms of former 4-Hers carrying out leadership roles in many ways, in addition to being club leaders. So what other kinds of, we talked about recognition for projects, for leadership, so on. Are there some other kinds of things that are recognized and awarded for at the convention?
Sure. Cass County has a great program. It was something I was really happy to come into because people around here love 4-H. And so some of the other things that we recognize for are just our community club involvement, where everybody comes together as a county and does various things. So we will be recognizing for window or displays that people have done this week. So look around your community and check out some of the great displays that clubs have gotten together and done. We have a volleyball tournament each year, Share the Fun. Some things that we do at a more county level that don't necessarily get a lot of recognition at the time, but we want to make sure that families, leaders, and the youth know that we're really grateful for those things because they're one of the threads that keep our program strong.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Now, we're talking about this is sort of the end of the year. Can kids still get into 4-H now for this year, for this for program year?
Oh, certainly. We actually take enrollment at any time. Kind of the only thing that's a little bit different is you normally want to get enrolled in your project work by May 15th and start attending your club meetings pretty heavily at that point. We have some restrictions based on actual fair involvement, but program involvement, our workshops or the community club experience or the opportunity to come in here and meet one-on-one and work through your goals, which is something I'm absolutely willing to do. Those things you can enroll at any time. It's really nice for us to have project enrollments in around the beginning of November, just because I like to send a lot of targeted letters, emails, those kind of things. When I see something for a state workshop in photography, I want to let my photography kids know so that they can continue to expand their skill set.
Okay, so good time to enroll anytime, but now would be a great time. And, the public is invited to convention. If you want to find out more about 4-H, you could go to the convention, and that is where and what time and when?
It is Sunday, October 10th, so this coming Sunday, and it is at 2 p.m. in the Cass County Community Center. And I'm just really excited. We've got a lot of good, energetic things going, and some really key people involved that are going to have a few minutes to talk about different areas of the program, and just happy to see everyone there.
Okay, so starting a new year now, Susan, I'm going to put you on the spot again. I'd love to do this. What is one of your goals for Cass County 4-H for 2010-2011?
Boy, I think it would be really awesome to see how we can reach a greater audience and let them see some of the valuable things that Extension and 4-H have to offer. I'd really love to see the community kind of come forward and say, here's something we're desiring for our youth, because I think it's really important for everybody to be involved. And our traditional club program is really, really strong, and our traditional club leaders are amazing. And I think if somebody's out there that really just has a passion for helping youth and a passion for a particular project area, I think we could get some workshops going and maybe even a special interest club. And I think that's something we could be really supportive of.
How old do you have to be, or what grade do you have to be in to join 4-H?
The national program is 4th through 12th grade. In Cass County, we also incorporate our 3rd graders. They're considered a Discovery member, and they have some limitations on their participation, but in general, we have special workshops for the 3rd and 4th graders. They're invited to our special day camps for 4-H members, and we'd really like to have them get involved starting in 3rd grade. When you say goals, I'd actually like to get a Clover Buds or Clover Kids program going as well. And so I've had some discussions related to that, and if there's some people that are passionate about the 4-H program and passionate about getting that across to kindergarten through 2nd graders, I think that'd be a really great opportunity as well.
Kindergartners through 2nd graders. There you go. Well, we want to thank you for sharing your goals and sharing your time and telling us, bringing us up to date on what's happening in 4-H, and we'll be talking to you again. So thank you so much to you, Susan Oliver, 4-H Youth Coordinator for Cass County. And until next time, remember the 4-H motto, to make the best better.